Hi guys, so some time ago I made a Warhammer 40k chess set using, well, Warhammer 40k miniatures. Awesome chess set, bit large, but it was all singing, all dancing. It had lights underneath, as well as smoke coming out of it as well. But I say, it was rather large and I kind of never used it because it was just too big, too chunky. So I'm making another one. This one's 3D printed though, so I'm making it a bit smaller, as in the board's going to be smaller. And yeah, I'm starting off with these awesome looking guys. So yeah, again, the board's going to be a bit bigger than this because I'm going to make a box for it. So the idea is all the miniatures, all the pieces, they're in a drawer that sort of goes underneath. But this is what I've got so far. And these are the miniatures I'm going to show, well, where I got them from and how I painted them. Okay, so starting with going to my favourite place to source 3D printed miniatures. That's good old My Mini Factory. And as you can see, yeah, it's Station Forge, somewhere that has, well, tons and tons of miniatures. So obviously my main plan here is to, well, substitute the miniatures for all the chess pieces. So I need all the pawns, the knights, bishops, king and queen, all of that kind of stuff. And as you can see, yeah, it's Station Forge do a whole variety of great looking miniatures. So the first ones I'm using, obviously one side is going to be the Space Marines, and the other side, well, you need to stick around and watch the next video coming out to see who I use for that. So I downloaded all the STLs, printed them out, but as you can see, yeah, I wanted to use some Warhammer pieces just to make them, well, look more Warhammer-ish. And yeah, as you can see, I'm going with the Dark Angels, as I love the look of these guys and they're going to be perfect for chess pieces. Yes, I do like obviously knights in shining armor, but obviously these knights, some of them have guns and stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, substituting them out. Obviously the pawns are all the ones with the swords going down. This is going to be the king. This one is going to be the queen, so the powerfulest person kind of on a chess set. This is going to be the bishop, well, because he's holding a nice sort of library book, I guess. This guy is going to be the knight, so yeah, he's going to fly about. And then this dude, he's my castle with a nice big, beefy shield. So I think they all reasonably resemble the chess pieces and should be easy to, well, say, recognise. So for painting them, yeah, I've got lots of these little painting handles, double-sided tape on the top. That keeps it in position nicely, but obviously it's easy enough to take it off once done. So going to prime them all with a good old matte black, using this Raven Black by the Colour Forge. Dries wonderfully, definitely a matte black, which is absolutely great. And yeah, going to do some dry brushing with white and then use the good old speed paints over the top. But I am going to be batch painting these. So yeah, I'm going to be painting all the miniatures in one sort of hit. So that's 16 miniatures. So I even printed out several more of my little miniature holders, just so, well, so I could do them in all one go. Again, this just makes things so much easier, so much quicker. Definitely when there's not that many colours on these either. So it definitely makes more sense painting, well, it's almost like a whole army here, yeah, in one go. So obviously I need to have a little look online because I've never really painted that many Space Marines other than blue ones. But these Dark Angel veterans, and in pretty much most cases they had green armour with sort of a whitish kind of cloth. I did see a few that had white armour and green cloth. But yeah, I definitely preferred the look of the green armour and say the off-white, dirty looking cloth. So that's kind of what I'm going to stick with. So as you can see, not too many colours. There's a bit of silver, a bit of gold, and then some of the weapons are red. So really not too many colours at all. So yeah, definitely makes it a lot easier and a lot more sense painting all 16 of these in one hit. So yeah, picking out the colours initially. Say Army Painter, awesome range of colours. So it's fairly easy to find ones that certainly matched how they looked in all the photos. And then just simply a case of, well, painting them all. So it didn't take too long. I can't remember exactly how long it took because quite often I'll do a bit of painting, I'll go off, I'll do a bit of something else, then I'll come back, do a bit of painting, and so on and so forth. So say even with doing a larger project like this, I still do have, well, several other projects on the go, just because I really do like to keep busy. So sometimes when something's requiring to be dried, or if I'm printing something off, then yeah, I'll definitely go and work on other things, yeah, at the same time. Although, say, when I did the green, I did like all the green on all of them. then I did something else, then came back, did the cream, or the silver and the gold. So guys, let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to be their opponents for this chess set? I have started printing out the next team, but I've already got an idea of another team I like the idea of. So what I might do is, yeah, print and paint several teams just to have, well, more options of, well, who can be used on this chess set. So say towards the end you will see me make the well, what I've made so far of this chessboard, but my intentions are to make it so it's kind of like a box with a drawer in it, and inside the drawer is all the figures. So as you would have seen from the very beginning, yeah, these guys do have magnets underneath, because I absolutely love using magnets wherever possible. Actually think they're awesome things. And again, when I make the chess set, it's nice that the figures are on there. If you nudge the chess set, they're not going to fall off. You can actually turn this thing upside down and the pieces don't fall off. But also when I do the drawer that's underneath, I'm going to have magnets in that, just so the pieces don't sort of roll around, smash around, or get damaged in any kind of way. So yeah, magnets definitely for the win here, both on the board and in the drawer underneath. So say it didn't take too long at all painting them. I do go over them a little bit towards the end of the video, doing like a more of a green highlighted area in some well, some areas. But yeah, they're cloaks. So obviously initially you just painted them all in white. So I am using Army Painter white here, but it's not the speed paint white. It's actually from their air range for their airbrushes. The reason I like using that is it's a little bit sort of watery or watered down. I know it's not watered down, but it's thinner, so it does go on really well. And again, you can see a little bit of that the sort of the darkness from the primer and the dry brushing underneath. Even though you will see towards the end, I did think these looked far too white, far too clean. So yeah, they got a good old wash over them as well. And the same with all the metallic bits I do. So there's only a few metal bits, silvers, and there's a few gold bits. So again, they get a good old wash towards the end as well. So say when it comes to painting Space Marines, I've not really done much in the way of Space Marines. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I've done. Not too much at all, to be honest. So it was nice to do these ones, and I do like the green. I think only because I get bored with the blue, because everywhere I look, Space Marines are blue. So yeah, any opportunity to do a Space Marine a different colour than blue, yeah, I'm definitely on that. Although I'd have loved to have done these in a bright orange, as well, orange is my favourite colour. But I think that might have made them look a little bit too standout-ish. And I say, because these are going to be the sort of dark angel veterans, yeah, I wanted to sort of stick with, well, with how they're meant to look. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how these guys have come out. So not too many colours in them, nice and simple. This is where must admit, I do love orcs. Mainly because orcs, they are so more vibrant. You can use any kind of colours. Sometimes the brighter, the better. Orcs don't seem to like to hide, well, except for the purple ones. So yeah, generally they don't seem to mind having bright colours and being seen on the old, well, where they're fighting. Anyway, back to the video, because I'm waffling, and sometimes I waffle and my brain just goes a brain fart. So yeah, these miniatures, say, really fun to sort of paint and print out. Again, as always, links down below to where you'll be able to find these miniatures, as well as the printers that I use and the primers that I use. So something I didn't actually mention at the beginning of the video, yeah, the bases these guys are on, they are from Station Forge. All I've done is put like a round block underneath. So the pawns are on lower blocks, because obviously they're a bit at the front, and all the back row, as you can see from this too, yeah, they're on higher raised blocks. Again, this just helps when playing the game of chess. You can see very instantly which ones are pawns and which ones are, well, figures and things that can do a bit more than a good old pawn. So when it comes to chess, I can play chess. Yeah, not the best. I'm not exactly one of these ones that thinks several moves ahead. But yeah, again, love how these come out. So these can also be used, obviously, to have a good old game of drafts, or checkers for you Americans. So yes, obviously just using the pawns. Yeah, definitely have a fun game of, well, checkers. So yeah, again, these come out really, really well. Love using washes, although I do need to buy some more wash because I have been going through it something rotten recently. And again, these just help make things look a bit more weathered, worn, And in this case, yeah, I do love the look of the capes once they have been weathered down, because they did look too pristine, too clean, very too white. So yeah, just a few areas I thought I would go around, add a little bit of an edge highlighting. Obviously on the shoulder pads, fully blocking in these sort of rims that go around. But then yeah, there's quite a few other bits and pieces on each miniature that I thought I would just sort of yeah, give a little bit of an extra highlight. I say the speed paints, yeah, work really well, but sometimes it is nice just adding that extra little bit of highlighting here and there. And I say did this to all of these miniatures. Loved how they came out. And I say I really wish I had sort of, I don't know, timed myself in some way, just to see how long it did take to actually paint, say 16 miniatures, albeit they are all the same, not too many colours in them, but yeah, definitely a nice time saver, nice and quick. But yeah, really like the end result of all these dudes. So that's these guys pretty much done. Last little thing, obviously on the bases, yeah, just need to add a wash to that to make that a little bit dirtier and grimier, and then to go around the edges of the bottom of the figures. So these I'm going to paint white, and then obviously their enemies or opponents, their bases or the rim of it is going to be in a black. Again, just to help differentiate how they look. Although when you see the other team, yeah, they do look completely different to these, so you're definitely not going to get to them mixed up. And I say, guys, if you think you know who their enemies are going to be, yeah, let me know down below. So I've just started printing them out, so it'll be at least another week, maybe 10 days ish, for that video to come out, because I'm also going to include in the next video the full making of the board. So say for this part, all I made was the actual flat top board, and as you can see, made it up loads and loads of tiles. I found these ones free on Thingiverse, and then all I did was I put a little hole in the centre before printing them out, just because, well, to accommodate the magnet. So with the magnets, yeah, as you can see, I've got these little magnet holders I've made. Basically, this has got a magnet glued in it. I've got a red end and a black end, so this way I know that when I put them in, they're not going to be, well, the wrong ones. So all the bases of the actual figures themselves, I've got the red end in, and the floor tiles, as you can see, all going to have black. So this means that when I put the board all together, all the miniatures, yeah, they will magnetize to these and not repel. So primed loads in black, but then I thought I might as well prime the other ones in white, because obviously we're going to do black and white squares. Although I will be doing something over the top of all these, because as much as I want them to look black and white, I also want this to look quite industrial and sort of space age looking. So I will be doing, yeah, some sort of dry brushing over the top, probably with a kind of a goldish colour, the same that the actual miniatures have. So sticking these down on my board, so I've glued two boards together and then cut them out on my laser engraver. And the glue I always like using when using tiles, good old Gorilla Glue. I love this stuff because obviously once it sets, it is as strong, if not better, I think, than super glue. But it does give you more time to play around. So if I was using super glue, the moment these touch, yeah, I'd have a few seconds and then that's it. So as you can see, I have drawn a grid on the board just so I roughly get them all in position. And then it's a case of just laying them all down. But say the Gorilla Glue does give me time to sort of keep moving them around. You've probably got at least a good 10 minutes before the Gorilla Glue even starts to sort of go off. But then I leave it overnight just to sort of make sure it does go, yeah, firm and rock hard. So say I put them all in position and then just gently ease them, move them around. Because the only problem I do find though when I do print out square tiles on a resin printer, they're not all 100% square or 90-degree angles. This is something that does always annoy me. I always try printing these kind of tiles out at different angles and all the rest of it, different kind of supports, but they're never 100% correct. You'll get some that are, I mean, we're talking like a fraction of a millimetre, but it's enough that it's like, it annoys me. Anyway, there's the part of the board done. Here's all the miniatures, say magnets underneath, and yeah, they all attract, none of them repel, so I did that bit right. And yeah, so this is the first sort of half video. There's going to be, say, the next video is going to show their opponents, and it's going to show me doing more of the board and I say definitely the drawer that's going to be underneath, that's going to accommodate all the miniatures when this thing isn't in use. But yeah, for this video it's done. Love how these miniatures come out. Really pleased that they kind of like look like the the chess sort of components that they need to be, as when you're playing this game you want to be nice and simple, nice and easy to know which figure is which figure basically. Anyway guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that great stuff, and definitely if you want to see the next video, yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Okay guys, you all take care, see you in the next one, bye now.